Okay, ma? Our next topic discussion, growth rates. See, growth rates. Here, growth rates. See here, growth rates. Increase growth per unit. Per unit. That means growth is increased. Per unit means within 1 hour or within 10 minutes or 2 hours, 3 hours. Duration. Per unit time means duration. The growth is increased per unit time. That's maybe 10 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Is termed as growth rate. Okay, that is growth rate. So here definition, 1 mark definition, growth rates, the increased growth rate per unit time within 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours or 1 day, 1 month, that is called growth rate. So the growth rate can be expressed mathematically. Here growth rate expressed mathematically. An organism or a part of the organism can produce more cells in a variety of ways. Not only. So growth rate is expressed in the form of mathematical expression, mathematical formula. So generally any organism or an organism, a part that can produce more cells in a variety of ways through mitosis divisions. Okay, that's all. Next, types of growth rates. Types of growth rates. The growth rate shows an increase that may be arithmetic or geometrical manner. Generally, in organisms, either maybe a plant or animal, population growth can be expressed in the form of arithmetic or geometrical form. Arithmetic growth and geometrical growth. So first one is arithmetic growth. Arithmetic means, so one is addition. Okay, 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, 3 becomes 4, like that. Only 1 becomes addition. Okay, that is called arithmetic growth. In arithmetic growth, following mitotic cell division takes place. Following mitotic cell divisions, only one daughter cell continues to divide while the other differentiate and matures. Other one is differentiates and mature. See here, mitotic divisions, only one daughter cell continues. Only one daughter cell continues to divide. See, this is one daughter cell. See here, one daughter cell is divides. One daughter cell divides and gives two daughter cells. Generally here one daughter cell divides and gives two daughter cells. These two daughter cells, it is matured. See, only one daughter cell is continuous to divide while the other differentiate and matures. It is one daughter cells divides and gives two daughter cells. In this one, it will divides, it will differentiates and matures. This is differentiates and matures and forms various kinds of parts and forms various kinds of parts. Those parts may be parenchymatous tissue, sclerenchyma, collenchyma, parenchyma. Like this way, different kinds of tissues are formed. Okay, so only this is differentiated and gives two cells. See, this is divides and gives two cells. Okay, so it is divides and gives two cells. Out of these two cells, it is again differentiated and mature and forms other parts of the plant. This is, it is first, second, third. It is only one cell divides and gives two cells. Here these cells commonly fourth. These are again differentiated and forms maturation. Differentiate and matures. Okay, like that. So next, it is also differentiated. This one cell divides and gives two cells. Okay, so this is fifth. Here three normal. Here this is this, this is this, this is this. It is also differentiated. This only divides and gives again two cells. These are all common. Okay, these are all differentiated and forms. Okay, so this is called arithmetic growth. Here simple point. So continuously one cell is divides and forms new cells. Previously formed cells are differentiated and matures. As a result of differentiation and maturation, various parts of the plant are formed. For example, the simplest expression of arithmetic growth is exemplified by root elongation at a constant rate. Root elongation at a constant rate. So root elongation at a constant rate. In this one, meristematic tissue will be there. It undergoes mitosis divisions and forms. New cells are continuously formed. Old cells are matured. Okay. When we draw a graph about length of an organ, like height of a plant, when we will draw a graph about height of a plant, it plotted against the time, the graph becomes linear shaped. See here, when we draw graph about height against the time, see here, I will show here that here we will draw graph. Okay, see, when we will draw graph against the time, when we will draw graph about height of a plant against the time. So the curve is linear relationship. How initially one cell is formed, next one cell is formed, next cell, next cell, next cell. Here what I said, one cell divides and gives two cells. Out of two cells, one is differentiated. This cell is this. Next, this is differentiated and gives two cells. It is differentiated. This is this. Next, it is divides and gives two cells. It is differentiated this, like this. Like this way, the curve is linear relationship. We can get a straight line. Linear relationship. It expresses arithmetic growth. Okay, that's all. It can be expressed mathematically according to the following. So if LT means what? Length at a time. That means so height at that time. L0, length at time 0. So length at time 0. 0 time onwards starts. And R, growth rate by elongation per unit time. It can be expressed as LT is equal to L0 by RT. Okay, so arithmetic growth, mathematical formula. So this arithmetic growth expressed in the form of mathematical expression, that is LT is equal to L0 plus RT. Okay, so that is length at time 0. L0 means length at time 0. At the length at time 0. Initially the length is 0 plus RT, growth rate into time. Okay, so this is arithmetic growth, mathematical expressed in the form of LT is equal to L0 plus RT. Okay, that is called arithmetic growth. Okay, arithmetic growth. Next, geometric growth. Geometric growth means what? Here actually into we have to keep it multiplication. Okay, 2 becomes 4, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, 16 becomes 32, like that. That is called geometric growth. Okay, that's all. See, when the growth of a single cell, suspension cultures, tissues, organs, organisms, like a whole plant is studied over a definite period of time, and it is come to the point. When the growth of a single cell, it is a single cell. Or suspension culture. Suspension culture means what? When one cell is cultured in a liquid. Suspension means liquid culture. Or else single cell in tissues. Single cell suspension culture. Tissues, in the tissues, organs, organisms, like whole plant is studied over a definite period of time. Okay, when we will draw a graph in this one against time, the S-shaped curve is obtained. That is called sigmoid curve is obtained. A sigmoid curve shows 4 distinct phases. Okay, before discussing about the 4 distinct phases, here about geometrical growth we have to discuss. In textbook also they have given diagram. What is that? Here geometric growth. In geometric growth, see here, in plants, geometric growth also undergoes mitosis division. So these two cells, here one cell divides and gives two cells. One cell gives two cells, two gives four cells. Four cells. Four cells gives eight cells. Eight cells. These eight cells gives 16 cells. Like this way. 2 becomes 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16 in such a way. So that is called geometrical growth. So during geometrical growth, mitosis divisions are continuously divides and produces a number of cells. This is called geometrical growth. Geometrical growth, mathematically, so that is represented multiplication. Okay, so when geometrical growth is going on, so when we will draw a graph about specific growth period against the time, then we will get sigmoid curve. Sigmoid curve. Okay, that sigmoid curve I will show. Okay, so S-shaped curve, that S-shaped curve is called sigmoid curve. So in that sigmoid curve, 4 phases will be there. So those 4 phases here we will discuss. Log phase, log phase. Out of 4 phases, first phase. Okay, so about its growth or height of the plant against the time when we will draw graph. So the graph is initially the growth is slows. Initially the growth is slows, gradually increases. Thereafter it decreases. Okay, like this way, S-shaped growth curve, we will see that. S-shaped growth curve, we will see like this way. We will get initially growth curve is slow, increases, thereafter rises, the growth period is rises, and thereafter constant. This is called sigmoid curve. This sigmoid curve shows 4 distinct phases. When draw graph about growth period against the time, the growth curve is sigmoid. So in that sigmoid curve, lag phase. Initial phase is called lag phase. This is called lag phase, LAG, lag phase. Okay, so the initial phase during which growth is slow due to small number of cells. Initially, so the seed is germinated. Initially, its germination capacity is slow because very few number of cells are there. That is called lag phase. After lag phase, log phase, the next phase. This is called next phase. After the lag, log phase. This is called log phase. This is up to this is called log phase. It is lag, it is log phase. The next phase, which is the period of rapid growth. That rapid growth is maximum and exponential. Okay, so the growth is very rapid. Okay, maximum the growth is raised. Okay, it is exponential, just like a geometrical exponential phase, multiplication phase. Like that it grows. It is directly related to the number of cells. So this growth is depends upon number of cells or amount of material present. The amount of material is present depends upon that. So log phase decides. Okay, if more and more food material is available, it utilizes and shows growth vigorously. So that it is called log phase. Next, decelerating phase. Decelerating phase. After exponential phase, after multiplication, rapid growth, after the exponential increase, the rate of growth is decrease. After log phase, the rate of growth is gradually decreases. That is slow growth. The growth is slows. That is decelerating means decreases and becomes limited due to any internal or external or both the factors. Okay. After log phase, during log phase, growth is vigorous. After log phase, growth automatically decreases due to internal factors or external factors or both the factors. That's maybe internal, external means what? Environmental factors. So if the factors are limiting, already we have discussed a law of limiting factors. So if the factors, what? Maybe sunlight, maybe light, maybe water, that's maybe external or internal factors are limited, then automatically growth is also decreased. That is called decelerating phase. Last and final phase is a stationary phase. So it is a phase when overall growth is ceases. So here what happens? The growth is ceases. Fourth one, stationary phase. The growth is, this is called stationary phase. The growth is ceases, stops, and becomes constant, or else the growth is constant, does not go further. It could be due to any parameters like nutrients or space becoming limiting. Okay, the growth may be stopped, ceases, or constant due to many factors. Due to many factors. Those factors mm, could be nutrients, lack of nutrients, or lack of space becoming limited. Okay, that's all. So for this geometric growth, one mathematical expression they have given. That mathematical expression here, exponential growth can be expressed as W1 is equal to W into W0 into ERT. W0 into ERT. This is, we can write like this also, W0 into ERT. Okay, so here W1 final size, that's weight, height, number, final. W0 initial stage at the beginning of the period, W0 initial stage, W1 final stage, R growth period, T time of the growth, E base of the natural logarithms. Okay, so when we draw graph, so this E represents natural logarithms, base of natural logarithms. Here R is the relative growth rate and is also the measure of the ability of the plant to produce new plant material. R is the measure of ability of the plant to produce new material. New material means new cells. Okay, that's all. New material referred to as the efficiency index. Okay, so the plant growth process and formation of new cells index. Hence the final size of W1 depends on the initial size W0. Okay, so final growth depends upon initial size. Initially, if the growth is effective and all the cells are formed properly, then remaining. Initial growth means just like a foundation. Okay, so initial growth is effective, then final growth is determined. Okay, so this is the growth process. Okay, next, conditions for growth. Conditions for growth. See, various conditions are required for growth. Try to write down what you think are necessary conditions for growth. Already we studied. So growth depends upon some factors. Those factors may be different types. So first, we have list may have water. Water is one of the growth factor. Temperature, light, other factors like salts, minerals, oxygen, nutrients, as they are all very essential for growth. Yes, these are all events we are discussed. Salts, minerals, water, 11th chapter, 12th chapter, 13th chapter, light. So these are all the factors are very important. When these are all the factors are sufficiently supplied, then the growth is determined. Plant cells grow in size by cell enlargement. Yes, this is since 5th chapter we are discussing. So cell enlargement. Okay, in the meristematic cells, cells number is more and more. Space is less. On all directions, space is less. Automatically, these are all the cells pushes on all directions. Then automatically the cell width, length is increased. Okay, that's all. The plant cells grow in size by cell enlargement, which in turn requires water. Cell enlargement, that which in turn requires water. This cell requires water. Turgidity of cells helps in extension of growth. That only turgidity. So automatically, when all directions cells are exerting pressure on this cell wall, automatically it becomes turgid. Then that leads to extension. That is called growth. Thus, plant growth and further development is intimately linked to the water status of the plant. So turgidity, how? When the plant cell absorbs more and more water, then only turgidity. So the turgidity results increasing the plant cell. So water also provides medium for enzymatic activities for growth needed. Okay, water also provides the medium for enzymatic activities. Yes, ribulose bisphosphate carboxylase oxygenase. Okay, so if that enzyme is wanted to be active, water is needed. If water is deficiency, then automatically the plant becomes wilt. Okay, next, oxygen helps in releasing metabolic energy essential for growth activities. Oxygen is essential. Okay, when the water molecules are split and releases electrons, protons, those are helps for the formation of metabolic activities, for the synthesis of ATP and reduced NADP. Metabolic energy essential for growth activities. Next, nutrients, that's maybe macro, micro, essential elements are required by the plants for the synthesis of protoplasm and acts as a source of energy. Yes, micro and macronutrients role in plants already we know very well. Okay, that's all. Chapter 12th topic is osmosis. Osmosis topic, diffusion topic, diffusion topic, diffusion topic, topic 1, 2, diffusion, osmosis. Next, last and final topic. What is that? The pressure flow. Third, the pressure flow. Pressure flow or mass flow. Mass flow hypothesis. This topic. Pressure flow or mass flow hypothesis. Okay, this topic. From this chapter, these are 3 topics. Diffusion easy, osmosis easy, and this topic little bit difficult, but it is important. Next, chapter 12th. Chapter 12th, actually it is very difficult topic, ma. But here I am making cut short. Hydroponics topic. Hydroponics topic. And the last and final topic, metabolism of nitrogen. Metabolism of nitrogen. From this chapter, these 2 topics you study. Next, chapter 13. Chapter 13, yeah. See here, among those, light reaction. In textbook, they did not give clear information. They have made it cut. Okay, light reaction. Next, dark reaction. C3 pathway. Dark reaction, nothing but C3 pathway only. C3 pathway. Next, the last and final topic, Hatch-Slack pathway. That is C4 pathway. C4 pathway. From the 13th chapter, these questions. Okay, these 4 topics were easy. Then chapter 11, sir. Chapter 11 already I said. Chapter 11 now all I said. 13. Chapter 4. Chapter 13 finished. 14, that is respiration in plants. Chapter 14, respiration in plants. In this one, glycolysis topic. Krebs cycle topic. These 2 topics and electron transport chain. These 3 topics. Okay, in these 3 topics, whatever may be the 1 mark questions will be there. Those only will get as 1 mark questions. Okay, this is the chapter 14th. Remaining no need. Next, the last and final topic, chapter 15th. Chapter 15. In this one, plant growth and development. In this one, initially, today whatever I said, growth rates, one topic. Next, so growth rate also no need. Growth rate topic you remove. In the place of this, another topic I will give. Auxins. Auxins topic. Tomorrow I will say those topics. Gibberellins. In these two compulsory, either auxins or gibberellins, 100% I will give question. Plant growth and development in this whole chapter, I am saying much information, the total information that is just in textbook given. So I am saying actually the main topics, auxins, gibberellins. For 5 marks. For 5 marks. 2 marks questions. Cytokinins. Cytokinins. Ethylene. Ethylene. Vernalization. Plasticity. Plasticity. Tomorrow you will get these topics. For 2 marks, these are all. Cytokinins, ethylene, vernalization, plasticity. And one more important topic for second PUC. Photoperiodism. These are all the topics you will get as 2 marks questions. Finish. Finish. Okay. Do you have any doubts? If you have any doubts, ask me that. I will give clarification. I will give clarification. Yes. If you have any doubts, ask me that. I will give clarification in any chapter. Did you get everybody? Yes, good, Aditi. Okay, ma. Actually, don't think that